Hey everybody, Chris the old-ass retro gamer here. Today I am going to talk about a topic that is not exactly retro. It kind of is and it kind of isn't. I've mentioned in many of my videos that I am a huge Mortal Kombat fan. I have been ever since the original game came out. I think I was a senior in high school when that game came out in the arcades. And a friend and I would actually forego our lunch period to go to the arcade to play it for at least 10 minutes before we had to head right back to go back to class. Good times. There are now 10 official games in the series. I have loved each of them in their own way. Some are better than others.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks.
But I really enjoyed the last generation's Mortal Kombat game, the reboot of Mortal Kombat, which is actually Mortal Kombat 9. One of the things I really liked about it was the fact that not only did you get a great roster of characters that pulled from the entire history of the series, but there was also these downloadable characters that you could get. I do believe there was 4 characters in total that you could download, one of which was a very interesting choice, and that was Freddy Krueger from the Nightmare on Elm Street films. That was the first time I'd seen anything like that in a game like this, where they took something that is just completely unrelated to this franchise and put it in here and sort of made it work. It was the Freddy from the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, which was quite an awful movie.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope.
But I am a fan of the franchise prior to that. So seeing, Freddy in this game and being able to play as him and do fatalities as him was just rad as hell. So when a new Mortal Kombat game was coming out, Mortal Kombat X, for the current gen systems, which is a reason why I needed to get myself a PlayStation 4 as soon as possible, I was really looking forward to seeing what they were going to do in the realm of DLC for this game. The downloadable characters that were going to be available were Tanya from Mortal Kombat 4, Tremor, Jason Voorhees from the Friday the 13th films, and a Predator. Interesting choices, yet again. Picking characters from completely unrelated franchises, it got me excited. I was like, I would love to be playing as a Predator. That is kind of awesome. I also kind of thought that going for Jason Voorhees was kind of a cliche choice after they did Freddy Krueger in the last game. It's like, what, if they make another Mortal Kombat game, is Michael Myers going to pop up in that one? Get a little more original, guys. But Jason is pretty cool. And because of these downloadable characters, I have gotten back into playing Mortal Kombat X all over again. Once I first bought the game, I played it for about 3 weeks straight, played with all the characters multiple times, played with the faction wars and all that kind of cool shit. And then, new games came along and this one got pushed off to the side. But now that these DLC characters are available, I'm playing it all over again and having just as much fun as I did when I first got it. So, the reason I wanted to make this video was because I was surfing on YouTube, came across a video by Machinima, and they did a top 10 list of characters they would love to be able to see as DLC for Mortal Kombat X. And I took a look at that, and I really enjoyed a lot of their picks. They had some interesting choices. Some were kind of, what? They mostly pulled from movies and anime and stuff like that, but I thought it'd be really fun to do one of my own. Wait a minute, I have a channel of my own. I can do a list like that. So, without further ado, here is my top 10 list of DLC characters I would love to see in Mortal Kombat X. Kabal is a character that first appeared in Mortal Kombat 3. The backstory given was kind of vague. He was burned, he was wearing a respirator, he was fighting for Earthrealm. I was not a big fan of Mortal Kombat 3 or Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, but when I did play Mortal Kombat 3, I usually played as Kabal. I loved the speed powers that he had, I loved those swords that he used, and that mask of his was pretty rad, although his fatalities are pretty lame. And they did bring him back for Mortal Kombat Deception and Mortal Kombat Armageddon. And then he also appeared in Mortal Kombat the reboot. Playing as Kabal in the reboot of Mortal Kombat reignited my love of the character. You finally got to see his backstory played out. You find out that he used to be part of the Black Dragon alongside Kano. Quit because he didn't like the violence that he was participating in. Became a cop, worked alongside with Stryker. During the invasion of Earthrealm, he was set on fire by Kintaro. Kano saved his life by asking Shang Tsung to perform some magic on him to sort of heal him. It was able to heal his burns. He still has scars, but it wasn't able to heal his lungs, so he has to wear this Darth Vader-esque respirator in order to breathe. And the magic that Shang Tsung used also gave him that super speed that I liked so much in Mortal Kombat 3. And you get to see him decide if he wants to fight alongside the Black Dragon or Earthrealm again. He's still just as fun to play in Mortal Kombat 9. And I was just very disappointed that he didn't make a return. I would have loved to have seen an older version of Kabal show up in Mortal Kombat X. So the Guyver is an alien suit of armor that falls from the sky, attaches itself to a teenager, and he's able to call on it whenever he feels threatened. Turns him into this crazy superhero martial arts master that is semi-indestructible, can shoot lasers out of his forehead, has blades that come out of his elbows, has this massive cannon that comes out of his chest, and he loves the ultra-violence. The Guyver is a character from an anime, which was one of the first anime I really got into, and it became a series of live-action movies in the early 90s. The first one, not so hot.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
The second one, oh daddy, is it rad as hell. Super awesome character. The character is all about martial arts mayhem, so he would be a perfect fit for Mortal Kombat. I would have loved to have seen this character show up as DLC. It could still happen, right? Ramona Flowers isn't exactly known for being the most violent person out there. This character does participate in fights. Even the comic book that it's based on was not overly violent. It was very cartoony, but was based in a universe that goes by video game rules. She's adorable. She's mysterious. She travels through subspace tunnels. She's got Mjolnir in her purse.
Well, then Gideon best get his pretentious ass up here, because I'm about to kick yours out of the Great White North.
She does participate in a couple fights in the comic books. But in the movie, you get to see her participate in one fight where she takes on Roxy, which is like her evil ex-girlfriend, which is hysterically funny, the way the wordplay is in that scene in the movie. But you get to see her whoop some unholy amounts of ass, and it is rad as hell. I would love to see her whip out that gigantic digital hammer of hers and just wailing on Scorpion. That would be fantastic. And then one of her fatalities would be to poke someone in the back of the knee, give them an orgasm, and then they explode into a rain of coins. Why not? Rama is a Silat master, played by Iko Uwais, and he just whoops nothing but ass left and right throughout The Raid and The Raid 2. It's a series of martial arts films from Indonesia, and features a martial arts style that you don't really hear a whole lot about. The character is a cop in Indonesia, and in the first movie, his SWAT team go to an apartment complex that is run by a drug kingpin to take him out. Many fights ensue. Second movie takes place right after the first film and follows Rama as he goes undercover into another gang to take out another kingpin. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of head trauma ensues. There are some of the craziest, longest, most violent fights I've ever seen. People are being stabbed, beaten, shot, and they keep on fighting. You basically have to tear them apart to get them to stop. And the character of Rama would fit right into the Mortal Kombat universe because he does nothing but punch people in the face and get covered in blood. Most of it's his own, but sometimes you gotta take a punch to the dick. Nitara showed up in Deadly Alliance, and she also shows up in Armageddon. She is a sexy vampire whose realm was a realm of vampires that was merged with Outworld by Shao Kahn, and her purpose for participating in the tournaments is to force Shao Kahn to separate her realm from Outworld. I just thought the addition of a vampire character was really unique and really kind of cool. It kind of brought a dark horror element into the series again. They'd kind of gotten comical, especially in Mortal Kombat 3 and 4, and having an established horror archetype in the series now I thought was really fun. In Deadly Alliance, I played as her almost exclusively. I want to say I also played as Movado quite a bit. She wasn't in Deception, but she came back for Armageddon because Armageddon pretty much took every single character from the Mortal Kombat universe and like threw them into this one game, which is pretty freaking awesome. But after that, she just disappeared. And I was pretty disappointed that they didn't at least work her into Mortal Kombat X somehow. I can understand her not being in Mortal Kombat 9 because that was a retelling of the storylines from Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. She didn't fit into that, but having her show up in Mortal Kombat X would have just been super fun. I would just love to see them bring back more of these older characters from the PlayStation 2, Xbox era that, you know, we haven't seen since. Nitara is one that is perfect for it because she's different from everyone else. Hit Girl from the Kick-Ass films. She's a small little assassin with a filthy, filthy mouth. She has no problem killing people. She has no problem slicing and dicing, shooting, beating someone to death, blowing them up with a rocket launcher, whatever. If it has to be done, she'll do it. Just seeing the character's versatility with different weapon types, I thought would be really fun if she was mixed into the Mortal Kombat universe. You know, we've seen her use bladed weapons, blunt instruments, you know, chains, everything, guns, you name it. And plus it'd be really cool to have someone who's like a different stature from all the other characters in these games. They all seem to be the exact same height. Having someone who's like 12 years old and maybe like a good 2 feet shorter than everyone else would be kind of funny. It'd be kind of like Yoda taking on Chewbacca. Seeing all the crazy shit she does in these movies, you've got plenty of fatalities and x-rays to choose from.
Show's over, motherfuckers.
D from Vampire Hunter D. Another character from an anime. It was actually a series of novels in Japan that got turned into an anime. Has yet to be turned into a live-action film. I would love to see that happen, by the way. D is a Dampeel. He is half human, half vampire, kind of like Blade. And he roams the wastelands of Earth in the future, hunting vampires for money. Turns out his dad is Dracula. And he's got superpowers, super fast, has a wicked cool sword, rides a robot horse, and he whoops nothing but ass. I think it'd be an interesting choice for a DLC character because when you see him fight in these movies, he isn't exactly the most active fighter. He basically waits for people to expose their weakness and then he strikes. He isn't just a, I'm gonna run up to you and just slash, 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 slash. He will stand there and watch you and let you do whatever you need to do, and then he'll just hit you once and you're done. Which is pretty awesome because he'd be more of a defensive character amongst all these other offensive characters, which is basically what Mortal Kombat is about. And it would be a nice counterpoint to having Nitara back in the games if they decided to go that route. He also doesn't talk a whole lot. That's cool. Rose McGowan played Cherry Darling in Planet Terror. She has quite a unique prosthetic. I think she'd fit perfectly into Mortal Kombat. The world has been infested by crazy, blood-bubbly zombies that want to eat and kill and whatever, and her leg gets severed toward the end of the film, and her boyfriend sticks a machine gun with a rocket launcher in the stump, and the finale of the movie is her flying all over the place, shooting rockets to fly through the air, shooting zombies in the face, spitting on her booty while taking 360 shots at zombies. It is insanity. Which is why it's perfect for Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat is all about gonzo action, crazy fighting moves, crazy violence. She would fit right in with that shit. I mean, you've got guys creating ice swords in their hands to fight. She's got a machine gun for a leg. What's the issue? Why hasn't this happened already? Hello? Imperator Furiosa. Goddamn. That is one fierce chick. She's got guts, she's got moxie, she is just rad as all hell. And Charlize Theron plays it to the hilt, man. And I would just love to see her put in the Mortal Kombat universe and see how that plays out. She's got a prosthetic arm, much like Cherry Darling from Grindhouse. It doesn't really do anything special, but I can imagine being punched in the throat with that thing would hurt quite a bit. Plus, you get to see her do some fighting in the movie. She's a great sharpshooter. She doesn't take shit from anybody. I think she'd be great in these games. Furiosa is actually a character that was on Machinima's list. And while they had this character listed at number 1, I almost did the same thing because the character's amazing. One of the best characters I've seen in a movie all year. But there's a character that I think beat it out. I want to see her punch Johnny Cage right in the dick. Ashe is a character that I have been a huge fan of for years, decades. He's been in a series of movies, comic books, had a series of video games as well, and he's going to be making his triumphant return in a few months, which I am really looking forward to. The Ashe specifically I would love to see in a Mortal Kombat game is Ashe from Army of Darkness. The one that has nothing but goofy, witty jokes on the tip of his tongue, can't get laid to save his life, is kind of a douche, but whoops ass. You get to see him participate in a series of fights in this movie specifically, but he's basically fighting for his life in all 3 of the films. What is it with people on this list losing their limbs and having other objects stuck in the stump?
Groovy.
But it would be great to have a character that doesn't take things too seriously, that would make fun of the character that he's fighting, would make fun of the world he's in, and would do it with a chainsaw hand as he's slicing you a new one. It could be really, really fun. I mean, if you can put friggin' Predator in a Mortal Kombat game, I'm sure you can work Ashe into it. Bruce Campbell is the dude, he's the chin. He would be a perfect character for Mortal Kombat. And I'm sure that the fans of not only Mortal Kombat, but fans of this series will go completely apeshit over it.
Come get some.
I would love to see him try to hit on Katana and completely strike out. That would be one of the greatest moments in Mortal Kombat history.
Well, that's just what we call pillow talk, baby.
So that's my list of 10 characters I would love to see show up as DLC for Mortal Kombat X. This is just my list. These are characters that I would love to see mixed into the game. Some of them fit in certain ways, some of them fit in other ways, some of them would just be a fun addition. But what are your choices? Who are 10 characters that you would love to see as DLC for Mortal Kombat X? There are thousands of characters out there you could choose from, and I would love to hear what your selections are. And also, what about the reverse? What are characters that you think sucked as DLC? What are characters that you would never ever want to see as DLC? What are characters you think are terrible from the Mortal Kombat universe that have been in games already? Let's get a combo going. Chit chat. Just you and me. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You're here. Might as well. I'm harmless. You can trust me. Please share the video on the social media, on the Twitter and the Facebook and the Reddit and the What's It and the Who's It. I don't know what the hell these things are anymore. Technology confuses me. And please give the video a thumbs up to let me know that you are enjoying yourself. Hooray for positive feedback. Wow. So, until next time, I am Chris, the old-ass retro gamer, signing off. The actor that plays the Guyver in this is David Hayter, the voice of Solid Snake in the Metal Gear Solid games.
Whoa.